Every morning is a quiet miracle gifted to us by the universe. As the darkness of night slowly recedes and the first rays of light begin to appear, it is not merely the rhythm of nature unfolding. It is also a gentle reminder of rebirth in every moment. Dawn tells us that whatever has passed has already closed, and before us lies a new doorway, a completely new day, a fresh chance to renew ourselves. In the stillness of early morning, if we pause and listen deeply, we will notice a subtle, pure energy spreading all around. The whisper of the wind, the song of the birds, the soft glow at the horizon. Each of these is a teaching without words, a sacred dharma offered by nature. When we learn to touch this silence, it becomes the nourishment that carries peace throughout the day. The Dharma of Dawn is not just a theme, it is a threshold leading us back to our true selves. Morning Dharma is not always spoken in words. Sometimes it is the silence of the earth, the gentle rhythm of our breathing, the light illuminating our heart. In every ray of sunlight, we can discover the reminder that peace is not something far away. It is already here within us, waiting for our quiet attention. Welcome to Buddha's wisdom journey, a path of wisdom and compassion, where each video is not simply a teaching but an invitation to practice, to experience, and to live deeply. On this journey, we do not search for peace somewhere else. Instead, we learn how to uncover it from within. Each morning, when we sit down, breathe in, and breathe out with mindfulness, an inner world of clarity and stillness is revealed. The Buddha taught that our mind is originally radiant and pure. It is only clouded by ignorance and distraction. When we pause, observe, and gently smile at our own breath, those clouds begin to dissolve. Then we see clearly that peace is not something to chase. It is the natural state of our being. Dawn, therefore, becomes a symbol of awakening, dispersing darkness, opening to light, and reminding us of the innate clarity within us all. The Dharma of Dawn, teachings for morning peace, is an invitation to make each morning a living practice. Instead of rushing headlong into the demands of the day, we can take a few quiet moments to sit, to breathe, to recite a verse, to light the candle of mindfulness within. By doing so, we step into the day not with anxiety and haste, but with stillness and presence. Here at Buddha's Wisdom Journey, our wish is to nurture mornings like these. Mornings of awakening, of wisdom, and of compassion. Every video is a reminder that you can choose to live differently, more gently, more deeply, and more lovingly. This path is not far away. It begins right here, with the first breath of the day, with this very dawn. Let us walk this path together. Let the Dharma of Dawn be your companion, reminding you that peace is not elsewhere, but right here where you are. And if you find a sense of calm and clarity in these sharings, we warmly invite you to subscribe, share, and leave your reflections. Each word, each connection, is a seed of goodness planted for our collective journey. This is the invitation from Buddha's Wisdom Journey. Let every morning be a new beginning, a return to yourself, a step forward on the path of wisdom and compassion. When we learn to welcome the dawn in stillness, our whole life can become an endless sunrise, radiant, peaceful, and filled with light. Dawn is not only the arrival of new light in the sky, it is also a living symbol of awakening within the heart. When the sun slowly rises beyond the horizon, dissolving the darkness, it reminds us of our own capacity to shine, to rise above confusion, worries, and burdens that cloud our inner sky. Have you ever paused at sunrise, taken a deep breath, and realize that you have just stepped into a brand new opportunity. Each dawn does not only bring light, it offers us a door, a fresh beginning, a chance to renew ourselves. Whatever mistakes or sorrows yesterday carried, they belong to the past now. This very moment is a new threshold. You can choose to live differently, to see differently, to plant new seeds of goodness within your own heart. The Buddha once taught, "The mind is like the clear blue sky. It is only hidden by passing clouds." Indeed, our mind is originally luminous, vast, and pure. Yet the clouds of craving, anger, worry, and attachment drift across it, making it appear dark. But if we are willing to sit quietly, to breathe with awareness, to return to the present moment, we begin to see that the sky has never disappeared. It has only been veiled for a while. Dawn is the perfect reminder of this truth. When the sky clears, we rediscover the original clarity that has always been there. The early morning carries a unique stillness. Birds are just beginning to sing. Dew still rests upon the leaves. The air is cool and fresh. This atmosphere is not ordinary. It is a silent invitation to lay down your burdens, to start gently, to live one more day with fullness. Dawn awakens not only the world outside, but also the hidden light within, if we are willing to open ourselves and receive it. Too often, people begin their day by immediately reaching for their phone, rushing into tasks, carrying yesterday's stress into today. There is no pause, no sense of renewal. The day becomes nothing more than a continuation of old tension. But imagine, just for a moment, if upon opening your eyes, you allowed yourself one quiet minute to look out at the brightening sky, to smile at your own existence, to simply breathe in awareness. How different might the rest of your day feel? Dawn teaches us about impermanence. The golden glow does not last forever. In a brief span, it passes into morning, noon, evening, and night. Life, too, is a dance of impermanence, beginnings, endings, and endless changes. Yet it is precisely because of impermanence that renewal is possible. If everything were fixed and unchanging, there would be no transformation, no chance to begin again. Dawn is the daily symbol of this great truth. The universe is always offering us a new chance to start over. Look deeper. The sun rises in the east every day, yet no sunrise is ever the same. The colors, the shapes of the clouds, the light itself, always unique. Life is the same. Even when today appears similar to yesterday, in truth, each moment is new. Each day is a fresh page. You have the power to let the past rest and to begin writing a new chapter with wisdom and kindness. In meditation practice, dawn is considered a sacred hour. Before the weight of obligations pulls us away, before the mind is scattered, the morning offers a rare stillness. Simply sitting in silence, listening to the birds, feeling the rhythm of your breath, you may notice a different kind of light. Not the light of the sun, but the radiance of presence, the light of being fully awake, here and now. The Buddha reminded us that all beings carry Buddha nature, the innate capacity to awaken. Each sunrise is like a gentle whisper. You too can shine. You too can awaken. Living each day fully, with clarity and intention, turns life into a journey of awakening rather than a meaningless repetition. What if each morning began with gratitude? Gratitude for being alive, for breathing, for seeing the sky. Gratitude acts like a drop of pure water falling into the river of our mind, cleansing, refreshing, clarifying. But when the day begins with rushing, comparison, and anxiety, it is as though heavy clouds continue to cover the sky of our mind. Dawn also teaches patience. The sun never hurries. It rises slowly, moment by moment, until the whole sky is filled with light. Our own path of practice is the same. No one awakens overnight, but with patience, by planting even a small seed of calm each morning. The inner light gradually grows until one day it fills everything, sweeping away the shadows. So each morning, when the first rays of sunlight touch your skin, remind yourself, today, I have the chance to live more deeply. Just one conscious breath, one step taken slowly, one glance at the dawn sky with gratitude. This is enough to open the heart and set the tone for the entire day. And perhaps this is the greatest gift of dawn. Not only the light outside, but also the invitation to turn inward and illuminate the inner world. When we learn to live like the sunrise, gentle, fresh, steady, shining without noise, we too become a source of light for others. When we first open our eyes in the morning, our habits pull us immediately. Our hands instinctively reach for the phone. Our mind floods with notifications, unfinished tasks, messages, and the weight of yesterday's worries. It feels as though a new day has begun. But in truth, we are only continuing the same cycle, a machine that never pauses. But the Dharma of the early morning whispers a different invitation. It calls us to stop, to notice, to gently return to what is most essential. That very first moment upon waking is the most precious of the entire day. All it takes is one conscious breath, just one, to realize the miracle of life that is already here. A morning is not just a list of obligations waiting to be completed. It is a doorway into a vast universe of awareness. When we bring the mind back to the breath, we discover that life is never somewhere far away. It is not hidden inside big achievements or distant goals. Life is here, in this very inhale and exhale, in the song of the first bird, in the fragile glow of sunlight resting on the leaves. The moment we pause, this miracle becomes clear, like a sky revealed after the storm, open, limitless, and bright. This practice is not about escaping the world. We are not asked to abandon responsibility, work, or relationships. On the contrary, pausing in the morning is a way to nourish the mind's clarity, so we can carry fresh energy into the stream of daily life. Like a river that begins from a pure spring, the tone of the entire day flows from its source. If the morning is touched by mindfulness, the day that follows will be lighter, clearer, and more compassionate. The outer world will always be busy, noisy, and demanding. Yet if our inner world has been anchored in silence, we can step into that busyness with steadiness and balance. A single mindful breath at dawn is like planting a seed in the soil of the day. From that seed, patience, understanding, and kindness can grow as we encounter others. Imagine two different mornings. One person wakes up, immediately grabs the phone, rushes into tasks, and carries the burden of anxiety forward. The whole day feels heavy. Another person opens their eyes, pauses for just 1 minute, breathes deeply, and smiles at the fact of being alive. They step into their day with lightness, carrying clarity that gently radiates to everyone they meet. Just this small difference in the morning changes the entire day. Pausing in the morning is like pouring water into an empty vessel. If we rush, the vessel is filled with stress, comparisons, and scattered thoughts. But if we pause, that vessel is filled with calm, gratitude, and compassion. And throughout the day, whatever is inside that vessel is what we will pour out into the world. In the tender light of morning, we can remember the Buddha's teaching. When the mind is pure, the world is pure. The world will never be entirely peaceful, yet when our mind is steady, we can walk through it without being swept away. Work becomes an opportunity to serve. Relationships become a space to plant seeds of love, and challenges become lessons in strength. And all of this begins with just one quiet moment at dawn. Morning practice is also a way to reconnect with ourselves. In modern life, we often lose ourselves in countless roles: employee, parent, child, friend. We forget that before all these roles, we are simply a human being who breathes, who lives, who is present. The morning is the perfect time to return, to embrace ourselves, to gently remind, I am here. I am enough in this moment. No elaborate rituals are necessary. No long hours are required. One mindful breath, one gentle smile, one silent pause is enough to shift the entire energy of the day. Just as the rising sun slowly pushes back the darkness, when the light of mindfulness touches the heart, the shadows of fear and worry begin to fade. If we sustain this practice, morning is no longer just a hurried beginning. It becomes a sacred ritual, the ritual of returning, of renewing, of beginning with presence. This is the gift the Dharma offers, a treasure that costs nothing, but only requires us to pause long enough to receive it. Give yourself this chance. Tomorrow, when you first open your eyes, resist the urge to reach for your phone. Instead, let your first breath carry you into stillness. Feel the warmth of your body. Notice the sky growing lighter. Smile at the simple fact of being alive. With just that, you have already begun your day in awareness. And from this foundation, the energy of mindfulness will accompany you, helping you walk through challenges with calm and helping you radiate peace to everyone you encounter. The morning as a living sutra. The morning is not simply a part of the day, it is a living sutra, quietly unfolding before our eyes. Every element of dawn, the light, the sounds, the gentle rhythm of awakening, is a sacred verse that can guide our hearts back to stillness and clarity, if only we know how to listen. When the first rays of sunlight slip through the window, they are more than physical light. They are a reminder, whispering, begin with awareness. This is not the kind of awareness that is heavy or forced, but one that is soft, like sunlight itself, illuminating without demand, warming without burning. In that simple moment, if we pause, if we allow ourselves to breathe deeply, we touch the essence of what it means to live with presence. The birds outside sing, and though to many it may be background noise, to a mindful heart, their song becomes a bell of mindfulness. Each chirp is like a small bell, saying, listen, be here, do not rush. This is the Dharma disguised as sound, reminding us that even the smallest moments of life can be an invitation to awaken. We do not need a temple, incense, or sacred texts to encounter wisdom. Sometimes, the temple is the morning sky, the incense is the freshness of the air, and the sacred text is the sound of birds welcoming the day. Even something as ordinary as a glass of warm water can become a Dharma talk. As the water touches your lips, you feel its simplicity, gentle, nourishing, cleansing. It is as if the water is saying, return to your essence, purify your mind, begin again. In this way, the morning gives us countless small rituals of renewal. We only need to notice them. If we live deeply, if we truly open our eyes, we realize the entire morning is a sutra without words. It does not need verses written on paper, for the verses are written in the sky, in the earth, in the rhythm of our breath. The wisdom of the morning is not abstract. It is embodied in the freshness of life itself. This is why the Buddha often spoke of mindfulness not as an intellectual idea, but as a lived reality. To drink tea with mindfulness, to walk with awareness, to breathe with presence, these simple acts are sacred. They transform the ordinary into extraordinary. And they reveal that enlightenment is not a distant destination, but something available here and now. Imagine beginning your day this way, not with rushing, not with checking your phone or being consumed by tasks, but by entering the day as though you were entering a sacred temple. Each step on the floor, each sound of the morning, each gentle movement of your body, these are all opportunities to practice. The sacred is not separate from the ordinary. It is hidden within it. When we train ourselves to see the morning as a living sutra, something profound begins to happen. Life slows down, not in a way that makes us less productive, but in a way that allows us to carry clarity and calm into everything we do. The heart becomes lighter. The mind becomes clearer. Instead of being pulled by restlessness, we are guided by stillness. And so the invitation is simple yet powerful. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, pause, breathe, listen. Let the sunlight, the birds, the water, the silence, all become your teachers. Let them write their verses in your heart. Let them remind you that wisdom is never far away. It is woven into the fabric of each morning, waiting for you to notice. The morning sutra is always being recited. The only question is, are we listening? The morning Dharma. 3 keys to inner peace. Every morning, as dawn gently pushes away the darkness, we are given a precious chance to begin again. It is no coincidence that many sages and practitioners throughout history have regarded the early morning as the most sacred time of day. It is when the mind has not yet been filled with noise, worry, and endless tasks. It is the moment when the purest seeds can be planted in the heart, ready to blossom throughout the day. Within this quiet freshness, there are 3 simple yet profound keys that can open the door to peace: mindfulness, gratitude, and compassion. These 3 keys require no elaborate rituals, no complicated forms. They only need to be gently placed in the heart, right as the day begins. 1. Mindfulness. Returning to the breath, body, and mind. The moment we wake up, instead of rushing to grab the phone, check emails, or let our thoughts run wild with plans and worries, we can choose another way. Pause and breathe. Just one conscious breath, aware that we are inhaling, aware that we are exhaling. That simple breath becomes a thread that pulls us back home, helping us rest in the present moment. As the body still lies in bed, place a hand over the heart and feel its rhythm. This heart has worked tirelessly through the night, keeping us alive. As our feet touch the floor, we can be aware of the earth beneath us, steady, supportive, grounding. In each small movement, if we are mindful, we discover that life feels completely different. Mindfulness is not about escaping reality. It is about living more deeply with reality. It is the gift we give ourselves at the very start of the day. 2. Gratitude. Seeing the gift of life. Most of us wake up already thinking about what needs to be done. meetings, problems to solve, people to see. But if we stop, we may realize something extraordinary. Simply opening our eyes and having one more day to live is itself a blessing. Gratitude does not need to wait for grand achievements. It can begin with the cool morning air on our skin, the soft touch of sunlight, or even just a single breath that flows in and out. Each breath is proof that we are still here, that we still have a chance to love, to learn, to live meaningfully. When we begin the day with gratitude, the heart naturally softens. We complain less, rush less, and see beauty more easily in the little things. Gratitude nourishes us with quiet strength, filling us with positive energy that carries us through the uncertainties of the day. 3. Compassion, a vow to live with kindness. Compassion is not a lofty concept reserved for saints. It can be born in the smallest of acts. Upon waking, we might whisper a simple vow. Today, may I live with kindness. May I bring joy to others and also protect my own peace. Such a vow may sound simple, yet it has the power to shape the entire day. It makes us more patient when things don't go our way, gentler in our interactions with others, and more forgiving with ourselves. Compassion is a healing force. When we plant it in the morning, its energy flows like a clear stream, nourishing every action, word, and thought throughout the day. 3 keys, 1 path to peace. Mindfulness, gratitude, and compassion. 3 small keys that unlock the great door of inner peace. If we plant them in the soil of our morning, they provide a steady foundation for the whole day. We are no longer swept away completely by anxiety or stress, for a guiding light already burns within us. We no longer see life only as a burden of endless responsibilities, because we have learned to find joy in each breath. And we no longer feel isolated in our relationships, because compassion keeps us connected to all beings. These 3 keys are not only a morning practice. If we stay with them faithfully, they become a way of living, as natural as breathing itself. But to make them part of our life, we must begin with the simplest step: planting the seed each morning. Tomorrow, when you first open your eyes, try pausing for a few seconds. Take 1 mindful breath, smile with gratitude, and awaken 1 thought of compassion. These 3 small gestures can transform the entire course of your day. Dawn does not only bring light to the sky, it can also illuminate the soul if we open our hearts to receive it. Morning is like a seed sown into life. Each new day begins like a field that no one has stepped on, pure, fresh, untouched by the footprints of life. In that moment, we are the first farmer, carrying invisible seeds in our hands. And every thought, every emotion, every breath we choose right when we wake up is the seed we sow into the field of that day. The miracle is, those seeds will grow and govern the entire experience of the day. If we sow the seeds of anxiety, fear, or anger, then soon our mind will be heavy like soil full of rocks and gravel, difficult for joy to sprout. Everything we encounter, even small, can easily become a burden. The whole day passes like a chain of collisions, fatigue, and tension. On the other hand, if in the morning we sow the seeds of mindfulness, compassion, and gratitude, then the soil of the heart will become fertile. The whole day we will walk more lightly, see everything more clearly, and even when facing difficulties, we can still smile. The morning seed is like the opening melody of a long piece of music. If it begins with a peaceful tune, the whole music will sound gentle. Buddhist teaching has taught from ancient times, sow what seed, reap that fruit. Cause and condition are not something vague or distant. They exist right in each small choice we make, especially at dawn. Because at that time the mind is still pure, not yet swept away by the dust of the day, just like soil freshly watered by rain, ready to receive seeds. Try to imagine, tomorrow morning, when just opening your eyes, instead of letting the mind be swept away by the phone, the news, or worries, we choose to sit still for a few minutes. We take a deep breath, clearly aware that we are alive. We smile, thankful that a new day has come. Then we make a vow. May I sow seeds of peace and love today. Just that much, the soil within us has already been sown with wholesome seeds. When stepping outside, those seeds begin to sprout. We meet a stranger, instead of indifference. We give a kind look. We face work instead of stress. We receive it with steadiness. We meet difficulties instead of discouragement. We remind ourselves to breathe and smile. Each of those actions is the fruit from the seeds we planted in the morning. Morning is the mirror reflecting the whole day. What we sow, so we will live. And the wonderful thing is we have the right to choose the seeds. No one else but us holds the key to make today a heavy day or a joyful day. Some people ask, can just a few minutes in the morning really change the whole day? The answer is yes, because those few minutes are not only time, but the seed of energy. One wholesome seed, planted at the right time, can nourish the mind throughout the day, just like a drop of fragrance can spread through the whole room. Therefore, the morning is truly the gift that life gives. It is the chance to begin again, to sow what we want to nurture. And the most miraculous thing is, we can do that every day. No need to wait for a big event. No need to change the whole world. Just begin by planting one wholesome seed in our mind at dawn. When we truly live like that, the morning is no longer just the start of a new day. It becomes a sacred ritual. Sunlight is no longer only outer light, but inner light. Birdsongs are no longer only sounds, but bells of awakening. And one mindful breath is no longer just the exchange of air, but the door opening to miraculous life. Every morning, we are the sower, and the only question we need to ask is, what seed will we plant today? Dawn is not only the moment when the sun lifts the curtain of night to shine on the world. The true dawn lies in the heart of each person, waiting for the moment we dare to open the door for the light of mindfulness to enter. At that time, there is no need to look toward the east to search for a new light, because right in our soul there already shines an eternal dawn. The outer light is only a reflection. The inner light is the true source. Sometimes we stand before a beautiful dawn, but if the mind is still full of afflictions, we still see darkness. And sometimes, even in the night, as long as the mind awakens with mindfulness, we already see dawn blossoming in each breath. Today, you do not need to chase after the dawn on the faraway horizon. You do not need to keep searching for light somewhere else. Just stop, listen to a deep breath, light up your mind with a wholesome thought, and you have already touched the miracle of the true dawn. That is the dawn that never fades, the dawn not governed by time, the dawn that you can carry with you in each step, each word, each loving look. Try to imagine. If every morning you begin with a smile and a recitation of the Buddha's name, how different that whole day would be. One sentence, Namo Amitabha Buddha, is not only a sound, but a torch lighting up the soul. It reminds you that you are not alone, that in every moment there is the energy of compassion and wisdom accompanying you. We often become busy searching for a beginning in faraway places. A new journey, a big goal, an opportunity not yet arrived. But sometimes, the most beautiful beginning is the beginning in the mind. The dawn outside may be covered by clouds, but the dawn inside the heart no one can stop, except ourselves. When we are willing to open the heart, when we are willing to return to the breath, when we are willing to sow a wholesome seed, immediately that dawn will shine. And just as the sun rises every day, the opportunity to begin again always exists. Even if yesterday you are lost, today you can still return. Even if yesterday you sowed seeds of restlessness, today you can still sow a new seed of mindfulness and compassion. The dawn within you never disappears. It only waits for you to recognize it. If you find these sharings meaningful, I sincerely invite you to subscribe to the channel so that together we can nurture the dawn in our hearts every day. Each video is not only words, but a seed sown into the field of life, so that from there we can together harvest peace and wisdom. And if you truly feel the resonance of dawn in your heart, I warmly invite you to leave a comment below. You can write a reminder that you cherish, or simply recite together, Namo Amitabha Buddha. Just that one recitation is enough to create a stream of peaceful energy, connecting all of us in the space of mindfulness. The eternal dawn is not a dream. It is the truth present right within you. And I believe that when we together ignite this dawn, the world will become lighter and more peaceful day by day, hour by hour.